Well, that was the Cathedral Reserve campground. That's really the worst campground I've been to, fucking hell. All those tents there, when I went to sleep, I was the only one there, man. Fucking hell. Woke up, I thought I was in fucking Glastonbury or something. Jesus Christ. Well, it's the joys of free camping, I suppose. Anyway, it's day 8 today, so we're officially past the halfway mark. Yeah. Going to head up towards Bathurst this morning. Currently in the Blue Mountains. It was fucking cold last night, which is a bit of a bastard. But hey ho, it wasn't terrible. Yeah, fucking cracking views around here though. Absolutely cracking. Quite a funny wee town this, in the middle of absolutely nowhere. The road in and out's like this single track shitty road, but yeah. I think it's going to be hot today once that sun gets up. I think so. Hopefully hit some dirt trails today. Hopefully they're not too challenging. Just got some routes off some guys on Adventure Rider farm. Yeah, the only thing I'm a bit concerned about is the flooding in the area. There's been absolutely heaps, so I don't know what the trails are going to be like, especially with that front tyre I've got on, but we'll give it a go, and if they are too hard I can always turn around. Starting to get into a bit of a routine just now, getting camp put up and put down. I'll give you a wee video later on, show you my camp setup. I haven't done that yet. And yeah, the my wee $60 tent's actually doing okay. It does leak a wee bit in the torrential rain, but oh well, it was $60. Got a few additions to the camp setup which I've bought for this trip, or swapped out from my usual setup, so I'll show you them as well. They're actually working pretty well. Yeah, I'll definitely add them to my normal camp set. So anyway, we'll just chap on for a wee while and hopefully get somewhere warmer. Alright guys, been doing a bit of mix of sort of gravel road and tarmac there. Been really cool. Love this countryside here. This road here says 4-wheel drive only, and so does that one. So I'm going to need to kind of try it, otherwise I'll have to backtrack about 70 odd k's. I'll give it a shot. Might not be too bad. It is pretty wet. There's obviously been a lot of flooding here, but we'll see. The actual road itself is dry, it's just in the big holes. Yep. So we'll have a shot. This looks rusty. I don't think I'm going to risk that. It's not deep, but fucking hell, I can barely stand up and it's moving that fast. It's not worth risking it. If I end up in there, then I'm gone. Bike's gone. The other thing, who knows what's across there? Like, I can look on the sat nav, there is a couple more river crossings. It could get worse down there. And then will I get back? This is the problem. So there's another one there, another one there, 2 there, 3. We're almost at the actual main road. There's at least another 3 river crossings there of this river. It's not worth it. No way. It looked like it was getting deeper as well. Like if that current hits one of my bags, then that's me gone. That would just take the whole bike away. Fucking hell, there's a big ass snake on the road. That's the first snake I've seen. It's scary as fuck. Imagine that's what they call the brown snake. And that's the one that'd kill you. So back on the highway, I've done like maybe 50 k's from where I left this morning to here. So I've done over 150. Right guys, this is Bathurst. I went out for some lunch there at one of the wee cafes. It was actually really nice. Had a sausage roll and some chips and a wee cup of tea. First time I've eaten out in a week. I was just looking and I spent, so my whole first week in Australia, I've spent a total for accommodation, fuel and food. I have spent 550 Australian dollars. But on the first day I did spend $80 on some dry bags to put my clothes in. So I've spent under $500 really in a week, which is it's pretty good actually. It's quite a cheap place to travel if you're traveling like the way I am. I do not think you could have done that in New Zealand for that. Even the fuel alone's way more. Right, so we're heading to, is it Denman I think, tonight. I think I'm done with the off-road for today. Just look at the water, man. There's just too much water in New South Wales, so yeah, it's not worth the risk. I don't want to have to, like earlier I went what was that, like 80 k's along a dirt road, which was cool. Like, I don't regret doing it because the scenery there was really cool, but I did have to come 80 k's back, so it wasn't really worth it. So yeah, for at the moment I'm not going to be doing, probably do some near Brisbane I think, although the weather is might turn to shit for the rest of the week, so we'll see. So I'm heading up to Denman the night, stay at an actual campsite because I need to do some laundry and I need to have a shower because I'm stinking. My feet are fucking reeking. My feet are still wet from the water crossings. Yeah, so I'll need to do that tonight. And then tomorrow there's a road that goes from Walcha to somewhere else on the coast anyway, and I was recommended that I had to do that from one of the guys on Mark's Biker Bits forum. So it's a great biking road, so I'm definitely going to go and do that. This looks like a nice winding road through the national parks that I'm going to be taking. My sat nav says it's going to be another, like, what's that, 3 4 5 3.5 hours. Google says it's only 2.5, so I'm not really sure how long it's going to take. Yeah, we'll see. Sometimes the sat nav's a bit funny. But yeah, that's the plan. It should be a nice road, and then yeah, camp tonight. I think it was a good choice to turn back at that water crossing. I could have probably done it, but I could have also fell and then the bike landed on top of me and then me be underwater and drowned. That is one of my biggest fears about water crossings, in sort of more than ankle deep, and if I'm on my own I do start to worry. And that water was like I couldn't stand up in it. You know, that was way too fast. If I had come off the bike crossing that and the bike had landed on top of me, there was no way I could have lifted the bike up with that amount of water as well, and then I would have just drowned. So definitely not worth the risk as far as I'm concerned. If I was in a group of people, then sure, fuck it, I would have tried it, but yeah, not on my own. And anyway, when I turned back I saw a massive fucking snake. I think it was a brown snake. It scared the actual living bejesus out of me. Yeah, I didn't expect to see that. It was just sitting there with its head up in the road like, ah, who's this? And it didn't even budge when I went past it on the bike. Like, it's like, come near me and I'll get you, bro. You know? The animals that don't move when you drive near them, you know you don't want to fuck with them. After that, every single stick I seen on the road, I was like, fuck a snake, fuck a snake. But it wasn't a snake, it was just a stick. That was the only snake I seen. I reckon he would be about as tall as what I was. He was 3/4 the way across the road. It was just a single track road, mind you, but still. He was a big boy. I reckon if he'd wanted to, he could have jumped up and probably got around about my face area. Like, my boots will be alright, there's no way he's getting through these big bad boys, but yeah, he could have easily got up there, I reckon. It's been pretty warm today. Well, it hasn't. Oh, well, it's cold and warm. Like, it's a cold wind. Like, when you're riding it's pretty cold, but when you're at a standstill it's fucking hot. I think tomorrow's meant to be okay as well, and then rain from there, so that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. I've just booked Airbnb in Brisbane for Friday night, so that'll be probably the only night I'm going to be not camping on the trip, and it's just because Danny flies in at 7 AM. So I'm going to see if I can drop. I was meant to drop the bike back on a Saturday, but I'm going to see if I can drop it back on the Friday night, and I'll just Uber to the Airbnb and then Uber to the airport. Just because I've got to spend time taking all my stuff off. Yeah, I don't want to have to fan around that while Danny's waiting. Plus we've got a 4.5 hour drive. We're heading up to Hervey Bay on Saturday, and on Sunday we've got a 4-wheel drive tour booked on Fraser Island, so that'll be cool. And from there we're going up to Bundaberg after that, just to do a tour of the ginger beer factory, because Danny really likes the ginger beers. And then we're going to come back down, spend a couple of days in the Sunshine Coast, might take some surfing lessons if the weather's good. I'm going to go to Steve Irwin's museum, Steve Irwin's zoo, the Great Australian Zoo, and then we're going to go to the Gold Coast. We're in the Gold Coast, I think, for 8 or 9 days. Just going to do theme parks and the Outback Spectacular, just all the touristy things like that, and then that's the holiday over. So in reality it's actually a pretty cheap holiday if you want to come out here and rent a bike for a couple of weeks, as long as you're camping. Airbnbs and hotels are very expensive over here. Like, I couldn't find a hotel under $220 in Brisbane. It's ridiculous. So if you're camping, it's a real cheap holiday. Right guys, got a camp finally. I went to Damen, where I'd originally planned to go, and apparently no sights. Whatever. Came down to Jerry Springs for a free camp. This is it here. It's by the highway, so it's not ideal. But yeah, it's not too bad. Big grass area. Guy over there's got a fucking generator. Hopefully that goes off. Doesn't run all night, but we'll see. Definitely need to get a paid site tomorrow because I am stinking. And I'm hoping there's no snakes in this grass either. Starting to see loads of snakes at the side of the road. Roadkill. So anyway, I was going to show you my camp setup, but it's too late at night. There was a road closure as well, so I was an hour late getting into Denman, whatever the hell it's called. And then I'm now half an hour outside of there to this place in the wrong direction. Oh well. Tomorrow we're going to head up down that road towards the coast, head up the coast a wee bit into Coffs Harbour area, and then back inland from there. It's meant to be okay weather again tomorrow, so it should be a good day. I'll speak to you all in the morning, guys. Oh, I've got Heinz big and chunky ravioli and some bread rolls for tea.